is speaking to us directly through number and letter. Yeah. So how is that? I say this because Ida is the 9. I is 9, P is 7. Now guess what? Shushumna, which I'll speak about, I'll break this down the light out of the Shushumna in the second one. Shushumna is the center pole. P for light. It is the center pole highway. Yeah, the center pole highway. That's the cerebrospinal fluid is the river, the channel that is flowing up. There's electric channel, electric pole. Yeah, that is flowing up. I'm going to speak about that in a moment. And that electric pole, that is carrying the elements that are required to activate the third ventricle. When the fluid, the waters, when these supreme waters head up to this third ventricle, this is when the activation can take place. Yeah, and all of the things that are happening for the avatar that we may not realize, even your circadian rhythm, so that you can work out whether it's red light time, you can work out whether it's blue light time, etc. All of your everything, right? The melatonin, it's all happening through this cerebrospinal fluid, through the center Shushumna. Yeah, through the center Shushumna. We access a higher state of being once this 9 and this 7, yeah, are both active. When they are both activated and working in union together, you get 1 and 0. That is 1 and 0. That is masculine and feminine. And that is what S breaks down to. S will break down to that. Yep. Right. And that is still S, because S is 1 and 0, you see. It breaks down to that because 1 and 9 is 10 and 1 and 0 is 1 and 0. 10 is that number. It's 1 and 0. It's masculine and feminine. And that gives us the Shushumna in the center. Yeah. That's how all of this works. So, and then that below that, yeah, is the 9 is the magnetism. Yeah, which is the force in motion. I'm going to be speaking about this as well. The highest state of being is accessed within your body also. You can access a higher state and it unlocks a flow. And once the equilibrium and tranquility, equilibrium is able to take place by the upgrading of the blood and the waters within through high energy. Yet what happens is there is a flow of energy that is released through your veins, through magnetism. Yeah, causes this a force in motion. Yeah, and then what happens is that's the 9. That is on the right hand side, which is it. It means all right. Yeah, so it's all happening on the right. It's all happening on the right. Yeah, yeah. So this is what happens, because the white light, when we access the 7 frequency, which is what your remote viewers, your Ingos ones, when they're using superhuman capabilities, they access in the 7 hertz frequency. The 7 hertz frequency triggers a white light, which this is all picked up. I think it's EEG machines, EKG machines, they pick this up. There is a white light. The white light represents on the right hand side. Yeah, on the right hemisphere in Ida. In Ida that happens, yeah? Which is where the magic is at. Right, and we are stuck, yeah, on the electric side, just on the one side. So then you have the Pingala. That's the Pingala there. So the Pingala is here. Pingala, and Pingala is 7. The G is the 7. These are the letters that stick. Pigala. Yeah. So P 7, G 7, L 12. Yeah. The 7 and the 12. They represent the light. They represent divine light. Yeah. So then the 7 is Pingala. And that is a 7. Why? Because it's electricity. Yeah. But it's dealing with the 7 ray light electromagnetic spectrum. Yeah. Which is what the conscious sun deals with, which is your left hemisphere, which is the masculine side. It's dealing with what you can see in front of you with your 2 dualistic eyes, which then equates to analytics and logic, because you are only dealing with what you can see in front of your 2 dualistic eyes. on the left-hand side, which is why your royalty will wear a royal blue sash, and that will sit on your left-hand side. They wear that royal blue sash over the left shoulder. If you are only left brain dominant, which is the electromagnetic spectrum coming from the sun, you will only deal with what you can see with your two dualistic eyes, which is the electromagnetic spectrum, which means that you will only be able to deal with a fraction of what there is to see. You can only deal with 1% of what is available to be seen by doing it through that. Yeah. I'm going to end up having to just continually do another one, like I always having to do, because these boards have got a lot on them, right? So that is how this works, and I'm going to sync that up with pregnancy. Yeah. So then that PR, yeah, the 97, the 9 and the 7, yeah, 9 and 7 together gives you the pregnancy at the top, PR. It's also going to give you your prime minister and your president. Yeah, it's also going to give you all of those words and your Prada. Yeah. So, but before that, I will just continue. I'll finish this board now because we've moved straight into this one. Yeah. So there we had, yeah, El, electricity, and this is why they say the gods, El, the Elohim, El made man in its image. You're an electromagnetic being, electricity made in its image. Yeah, in its image. But before that, that's why it says Re, which is to do again, which is to replenish the earth. Before that, we were working on this center point here. Yeah, which is the center point, which is the garden. Yeah, you were on the longitudinal wave of perfection, timeless, limitless. Yeah. Then you drop down into the transverse wave because you wanted to know what it would be like to reside within imperfection. Yeah? So this is why it is what it is today, because you chose it to be this way from the perspective of an immortal being. So together, yeah, the truth is encased within the word. We'll keep breaking it down. Right. Together, the word, yeah, together, we got ether. Yeah? Together, it tells you there, yeah, together, we got ether. Yes. Now, if that word, together, can easily turn around into got ether. You see, the we, W-E, equates to 1 and 0. This is going to give you 5 and 5, which is going to give you a 10. I told you the 10 doesn't exist. The 10 is 1 and 0. Me, M-E, if I put M-E, which is me, M-E is going to give me 9, which is causality. So you're saying, every time you say me, you're saying that you are coming from the cause of all things. You are the cause of all things. You are the supreme being. You are the supreme God. You are the supreme creator. That's what me means when you say me. So together we got ether. Yeah. So that's when we say together, we are saying that we have ether. Together we have ether. Yeah. So when our minds come together, we can begin to access the ether. Yeah. That's how it all plays out. So then ion is just the IO. Disregard the N will give you 96. 96, yeah. 96 will always break back down into 6. The same as 97 will always break back down into 7. These are the divine numbers. Yeah. It will break, so 96 equals the 6 divided by 2 equals the 3. And then that 3 is going to give you that three-way trinity. So that three-way energetic trinity is working all around us. Your proton, neutron, and your electron, yeah? But it is you, and it is also external to you as well. And shu, which I'm going to break down on the next one, it's got loads in it, so we'll break that down. And that's why the word nadai is going to give you di, which is 9 and 4. 9 and 4 is spirit and matter. So that's when you have your identification. ID is because you are spirit and matter, and that's what ID means. Now, in order to become free, in order to be three, you have to access the seven, because the word three breaks down to 6955. Yeah, I think I did something before, which equals 69 plus 55. Yeah, which will give you 7. It always breaks back down into 7. So there you see it broke down to 700. The word free equates to 7. That is telling you that you need to access your 7 rays. You need to access the 7 meridians. The 7 rays serpent must be activated. It sits in 2 groups of 3. And then there is the 1, which is the Klepoth, which is the 7th, which is the Saturn. Yeah? Yeah. Because you are within a total and utter paradox. All is a paradoxical situation. In actual fact, some really good paradoxes just come to me all the time. I had some really good ones. I can't remember at this precise minute, but they are absolute and very solid. And they are like that. They are like that in order to remind us of the reality in which that we are in. Yeah, one of the biggest, a big paradox that we can put on. Now I've shown the top of that. I'll just break this one down because there's a really big one. Yep. A really big one is piss. Piss. You're taking the piss. Yeah. So P-I-S-S. Yeah. So your P again. We'll see. You're going to see this. We'll see it again. P is pi. Yeah. So you'll see. So then you have your 7, and then you have your 9, and then you've got your masculine and feminine. Again. Piss. Yeah. Is divinity. So you again, what piss will do? Piss will enable 1. If you use the plasma correctly, to access and activate the 7 lights, to access and activate the 7 ray serpent. Yeah. By doing so, yeah, it will pull. We have to pull masculine and feminine 1 and 0 together in order to make that happen. So it's telling us here that you are pissing your light away. Yeah. So that is why when people they want you to drink tea and coffee, they want you to keep drinking it. I deal in communities, so I deal with what I call the dead. I deal with the dead or the soulless, artificial. Yeah, and why would I say that? Reason being is this. Yeah, it's mimic behavior, and they are trained to want to increase imperfection and death. When if you keep wanting to drink tea and coffee all the time, you are depleting yourself of, it's a diuretic for the magnesium. It's a diuretic for the magnesium. You see, and the magnesium is the 12, yeah, which is the light, yeah, and coming from your heart, your center point. Now, what's happening is you are depleting yourself of the electrical elements that are required in order to move towards this upgrade. That is what you are doing. And they are constantly trying to get you to actually do that. Yeah? Because you see, we are within a paradox. Yeah? Why a supreme being wants to kill itself. Yeah? Why is that? Because you are inside of a paradox. Right. So, and the paradoxes that I've had them are just phenomenal. Right. And just one other thing I wanted to quickly touch on. So it's really important. I'm going to be just very shortly. I'm working on something massive with plasma and age during with external plasma, which will be revealing in the next week or two. I'd like to tell you one thing that you see, plasma fields, yeah. Which all this is going to be coming out as soon as we go forward. Plasma is going to be it's the spirit molecule. Yeah, and it will be known as this going forward. Plasma activated air, yeah, or plasma activated water even prevents microorganisms from growing, which increases lifespan. This is what it does. So if you were growing plant life, etc., things that require pesticides in plasma water, you wouldn't need them because they cannot survive. Microorganisms, negativity like such and such, cannot survive within plasma fields. It's just not possible. So what I wanted to speak about, yeah, and so I'm going to be working with some bringing forth some fantastic things to do with that, to do with the age plasma as well. Some external things that I have found and sourced that will be using and merging with the age plasma, real plasma, which is coming very, very shortly. So, wanted to touch on this. Blood plasma and cerebrospinal fluids. This was taken from an experimentation that was done, macro and trace elements concentrations in blood plasma and cerebrospinal fluid of dairy cows exposed to simple electric and magnetic fields, which is exposed to it. Yeah, what scientists they call the materialist mind calls matter and antimatter, and then they say it's dark matter, and they're trying to tell you that 96% of what is out there is dark matter. They use the word 96. They're using the word 96, yeah, deliberately, because 96 is in case all things. That really the 96 out there is plasma, which is etheric plane. Yeah, above that is spiritual planes. So it is plasma, which is spirit. You're messing with metaphysical spirit. You're messing with elements of a much higher grade, yeah, than what we are used to down here. But it is here also. And we are being able to break that open. That is what is happening now, and that is the reason that is happening is because when 6 and 9 come together, 6 and 9, yeah, this 8, 6 and 9 give birth to this 8, this infinite loop, this new beginning, yeah, this rebirth. RE is to do again. Remember, RE, replenish, recycle. Now this, yeah. Before I'm going to finish it here, and then we'll move this on to another one because I've got about 5 of these to go through. Yeah. So the magnetic fields, yeah, were not only depleting the concentration of plasma, the concentration of cerebrospinal fluids, yeah. Exposure to electric and magnetic fields resulted in decreased concentrations of magnesium in the plasma and decreased concentrations of iron, yeah, in the cerebrospinal fluid. So I will close this out, this short one now on that, yeah, that it is a guarantee, yeah, that these fields, you see, yeah, these fields, you may not be able to see some of this properly, yeah, but it's a guarantee. I'm just turning the brightness down so I can just show you some of what I'm actually reading. Yeah, it is a dead cert guarantee. Yeah, it is a dead cert guarantee here. Macro, you have the macro and trace element concentrations in blood plasma and cerebrospinal fluid of dairy cows. Yeah, you have that there. You see. So on the bottom you can see here it says, yep, the concentration of Fe and MMN in cerebrospinal fluid is decreased. And in the blood plasma, yeah, the magnesium, yeah, is decreased. You could probably take a screenshot of that. Yeah. So it is vital that we move towards unlocking the waters of energy that reside within you. Yeah, we are learning now what we are. Yeah, so water is energy. Yeah, and then obviously you've got your solid liquid, and then a vapor. a vapor. So we are looking, yeah, we are looking to get to the vapor. Yeah, you have the hot, your cold, your water being, and then a vapor. A vapor. We have to access the vapor in the middle. By accessing the vapor, when we access the vapor, yeah, the vapor allows us to levitate. I will go through all these other ones, these other slides, and these are ways. This here, these are ways. These are electromagnetic sins, electromagnetic virtues. I'm going to go through this slide on the next one and explain how the equilibrium is brought about with inside of the working avatar. Yeah, you see, via pressure, there are pressures that are happening via red and blue shift at the same time. All we need to do is sync back with the occult nature of the reality and the internal workings, and then what happens is we will be enlightened. We will be able to access a new higher state of being within the physical by merging the 6 and 9 together. You see, your 9, yeah, resides within your 6, yeah. So your divinity, yeah, resides within your suffering. But first you must be acknowledged. So peace, love, and centeredness.